Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Iran's nuclear program, Trump, and where it goes from here. I would imagine by the end of this week, U.S. media will be doing their thing. So we're going to try to get out in front of it and talk about the likely positioning that's occurring. So, what's the headline? Let's start there. Iran is upping its enrichment capabilities, and it looks like they'll be enriching their uranium to 60%. What does that mean? There are different levels to uranium enrichment, and there's a big myth we need to dispel to have a clear picture. The first level is natural uranium. That's around 0.7% or below. Then you have low enriched uranium. That's 0.72% up to 20% enriched. 3 to 5% is what you need for most civilian nuclear reactors. Next is highly enriched uranium. That's from 20% to 89.99%. Uranium enriched to this range is normally for Navy reactors or research reactors. The last is weapons-grade uranium. That's 90% and up. But this is where the myth exists. You would think with a name like weapons-grade uranium, you would need to be at this category of enrichment to make weapons. That's not true. One nuclear weapon was made with some uranium enriched to 89% and some enriched to 50% for an average enrichment of 80%. It was called Little Boy. Basically, anything that is highly enriched is theoretically weapons usable. The lower the enrichment, the more of the material you need, and the less efficient it is. So, you need higher levels of enrichment, 90% and up, to have smaller devices, like the kinds you put on a rocket. So, does that mean that Iran's 60% enrichment goal is as scary as the media is likely to make it out to be? There's cause for concern, but the question has to be asked. Why is Iran making the move now? The International Atomic Energy Agency inspectors were able to assess that the facility could produce about 34 kilograms of up to 60% enriched uranium per month. Iran isn't hiding this. To further complicate matters, this news coincides with Iran's space program launching a rocket capable of carrying a pretty hefty payload of about 660 pounds. The technology to use a rocket to deliver a satellite and the tech to deliver other devices have a lot of overlap. So that kind of seems like deliberate signaling. With that in mind, this is probably for deterrent capabilities, or it's a response to Trump promising to restart his maximum pressure campaign against Iran. This might be Iran setting the stage so it can say, if you back off, we'll only enrich to 20%. So the summary here is that you can expect this kind of news to be all over the networks for a while, and most of the coverage will be alarmist and over the top. This also isn't a situation to ignore, but it looks more like coordinated geopolitical signaling to other countries than something that creates an imminent risk at the moment. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.